What's up, everybody? Jay LaValle, Joe Wrestling. I'm about to break down Jordan Oliver's semifinal bout at the Last Chance Qualifier against Magomedmurad Gadzhiev of Poland. The United States was rallying behind Jordan Oliver like I've never seen before. It was amazing on Twitter. Everybody was, supporting him 100%, including myself. Except I was yelling at the screen the entire time to take ground, to get some offense going. And unfortunately, Jordan fell back a little behind and he wasn't able to pick up any steam and he left it too late. And Gadzhiev advances to the Olympics in Tokyo. I'm going to break this down because there's some controversy in the wrestling community, at least in the United States, stating that the officials did not do a very good job in calling passivity. Now, this is the fourth time I'm going to watch this bout. All right? I watched it live. I watched it a second time, casually. And then I watched it a third time and really broke down the bout, time-stamped it, and gave my thoughts on these notes right here. But I'm going to watch it a fourth time right now with you guys, break it down, put the commentary with the video so you can see exactly what is going through my mind when I'm watching this and breaking it down. You can see Gadzhiev here. He immediately starts taking ground from Oliver and puts Oliver at the edge. In the zone, it's called the red zone or the passivity zone. That zone is critical here in this first period. You're going to see Oliver is in that zone for 30 seconds, believe it or not. So you can see here he's threatening Oliver to the edge here, and he's stalking, cutting the mat off, shrinking the mat off, and really putting Oliver in a disadvantaged position. You can see the official also warning Oliver here. Just a verbal warning. This isn't even a formal warning here. And here's the first warning right there. All right, so the official stopped the bout, warning Jordan to pick up the action. Stay in the middle of the mat. And here we go again. Gadzhiev is taking ground already again. Right here. And here comes a flurry here. Jordan's going to end up in the zone again. And we see Gadzhiev again pressuring Jordan back into the zone. More than a minute in first period, and he's hanging on this collar tie, and Jordan needs to really circle his feet. And there's the first point. It's a step out point. All right. Go back to the middle and watch this. Gadzhiev immediately takes ground, and Jordan's already near that edge again. And I'm, the first time I was watching this live, I'm yelling at the screen. I'm like, get in the middle of the mat. It's not necessarily who's controlling the mat, it's where you are in relation. And Jordan right here is back in that red zone, and here comes that underhook, and it's another step out. So that's a very good job by Gadzhiev here. Within, 20 seconds, he's already scored 2 points from Jordan, really showing that he's being passive. He's in that passivity zone and really not making any effort to get back in the middle. So now here, he really does adjust his wrestling, tries to stay in the middle a little bit more here. Except now the official's already warning him again verbally. And you're going to see the shot clock violation here, right here. Now, was this constituted? Hard to say, but the amount of times Jordan was in that passivity zone, and I counted it, it was up to 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 points on the board for Gadzhiev. There's no reason for him to get put on the clock. So Jordan gets put on the clock. He doesn't do a whole lot here. He's even on his knees here for a moment, which is also negative wrestling. And, the shot clock is winding down, and Gadzhiev gets that violation point. So now it's 3-0 at this point. And there's about 17 seconds left in the first period. We're going to see Jordan not doing a whole lot. And Gadzhiev, obviously, he doesn't really need to do anything at this point. And here we go. Clock's winding down. to the break, 30-second break. They go to their corners. Now, I'm curious what Kenny Monday is telling Jordan right now. I'm sure it's you got to get your offense going, but the big thing is he's got to stay in the middle. He's got to stay in the middle. He's got to start creating some flurries of action. And in my mind, he's got to wear Gadzhiev down. Gadzhiev is stocky. He's muscular. You got to wear those muscles down. You got to make those muscles oxygen depleted and wear him down. Here we go. Second period. I'm screaming at the screen the first time I'm watching this live and just like, go after him. Make this match yours. And there's a nice snap by Jordan. And you can see his trigger foot trying to get something going, but, Gadzhiev is taking ground. And you can see Gadzhiev has already got Jordan at that edge again. And, I calculated in the second period, Jordan was near the edge with his back to the edge, his feet to the edge for almost 1 full minute. That's a lot of time. And Gadzhiev, his feet never went in the passivity zone except when he was offensive, which is, doesn't constitute a passivity call. Now here, Jordan gets in nice and tight, but this is experience and strength right there. Gadzhiev fights out of that pretty easily with his hips. Jordan looks for a low-level attack and misses there. But again, look at this. Gadzhiev is pressuring to the edge. Jordan does a nice job of shooting himself back in. Now right here, Gadzhiev is going to get warned because Jordan is pressuring him towards that zone. And right here, Gadzhiev is at the edge, but not for long. Now he's back in the middle. Now look, Jordan put himself at the edge. This is part of the problem. This is part of the reason why Gadzhiev never went on the shot clock or got hit with a formal passivity because Jordan was at the edge for more than a minute. I'm sorry, for about a minute. And again, Jordan's at that edge here. And Gadzhiev, again, he's not doing a whole lot, but he doesn't need to. He's winning. So that's the difference with passivity being called or not called. Jordan's trying to get something going. He's trying to take some ground. Gadzhiev is really doing a good job of squeezing his head and holding that Jordan's collar tight in there so he can't get his offense going with that power hand. There's a nice shot by Jordan. This is a second shot, and he gets it. Now, I would say there's a takedown here, but that is the only time you're going to see Gadzhiev's feet in that red zone, and it's off a takedown. Now, there's only 48 seconds left here, and, Jordan at this point really needs to start pouring it on and breaking Gadzhiev's will at this point. I mean, just creating a bunch of flurries, official stop in the bout, warning each wrestler about finger grabbing. There's 30 seconds here. So at this point, there's going to be no passivity call at this point with less than 30 seconds. And prior to that, all the action that led up to where we are now, there was no reason for passivity to be called on Gadzhiev. Jordan's taken some half-hearted shots. These aren't very committed shots. But Gadzhiev's positioning is impeccable here. Jordan's doing a nice job trying to clear head and hands and elbows. And now he's in on a double overhooks. Thinks about the throw and drops down the ankles, and it's too late. Man, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking.
He defeats Oliver of the United States 3-2. And it will be Poland heading to Tokyo, the two-time world championship medalist. One of the seasoned veterans.
The finalists at this weight class would qualify for Tokyo Olympics. And Gadzhiev goes ahead and he qualifies for his second Olympics. Jordan, man, that's heartbreaking. So I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. It's obviously not in our favor, United States' favor, but I thought it would be a good idea to break it down so you guys could see, what I'm seeing and And really why I believe there was no passivity called, and the flow of an international match is so different than a folk style match. And it's not about stalling. It's not about who's controlling the center of the mat. It's where you are, what you're doing during that bout that dictates how the officials are going to call the bout, and the flow of a bout, and the scoring of a bout. And for Jordan, he couldn't get anything going because he wasn't able to break Gadzhiev's head and hand position and get to his leg attacks that he wanted.